Hi everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to Lamplight City. We've just managed to get some sort of coded message which reveals itself when heated up, I believe. This blank paper here. So, according to Miss McDonough, the victim used to send her coded messages that only revealed themselves when they were heated up. So, I'm guessing this blank paper, if we heat it up, might well reveal something. Now, I don't know if we can do that in this fireplace. I'm slightly worried that it might burn, so let's do it.
Works. I'll eat my hat.
But I don't want to burn it, just in case there is something on it. Well, there we go. Okay, looks like it didn't burn, which is good. Dearest Mary, words cannot express the regret and sorrow I feel for how I acted last night. I swore to myself I would never harm you again after the last time, but I have failed us both. It is my deepest hope that you can forgive me and trust that I will never let this monster out again. Percival.
Well, I'll be damned.
So, is this Mary?
Can we talk some more, Mrs. McDonough?
I suppose so, yes.
I'm guessing it is, given that he sent her the coded messages before. Percival's letter.
Do you know anything about this letter?
I'm afraid I don't have my spectacles. What is it?
The coroner found it in your husband's pocket. He gave it to me because he thought it was blank. But after you told me about your husband's propensity for writing secret messages, I decided to try exposing the paper to heat. Allow me to read it to you. Dearest Mary, words cannot express the regret and sorrow I feel for how I acted last night. I swore to myself I would never harm you again after the last time, but I have failed us both. It is my deepest hope that you can forgive me and trust that I will never allow this monster out again.
I see. May I have that letter, Mr. Fordham?
I'm afraid I have to keep it for now. It's evidence.
Yep.
I suppose that does make sense.
Okay, let's ask about the abuse.
Mrs. McDonough, did Percival mistreat or abuse you?
He wasn't a bad man, Mr. Fordham. I wouldn't have married him if he was. It's just the stress of his responsibilities would sometimes oppress him.
Not an excuse.
I would try and offer comfort, soothe his nerves, but there were a few instances where he lost control of his passions.
Did he ever hit you?
He did.
How many times did this happen?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe 2 or 3? You don't exactly count these things.
What a bastard. Maybe it serves him right for getting shot.
Thank you for your candor, Mrs. McDonough.
Can we please talk about something else?
Okay, we've got a clue.
Those are all the questions I have for now, Mrs. McDonough.
All right, Mr. Fordham.
I think it's very difficult to say somebody deserves to be shot, because obviously that's taking a life. But yeah, sounds like a horrible, horrible piece of work. And, you know, if you believe in karma and that sort of thing, maybe he did sort of get what was coming to him. He could also have been locked away, I suppose, though I don't know if that would have happened in this time period, even though it is an alternate reality. So we've got her testimony as a clue now. So we've got to find the Justice Killer and find out the identity of Ruby. Now, Pink raised an interesting theory that maybe this latest killing was done by a copycat killer, because there wasn't the Easter Lily, and also the other victims seemed to be killed in their homes, and this guy was killed in the Houses of Parliament, which was his workplace. So that is a potential possibility, actually. And Daredevil was also saying that I got the dates wrong because of the calendar and the way the days would have fell on October, to suggest that actually the dates that I thought the killing happened were wrong. So that's actually a very important clue, I'm guessing. So thank you for pointing that out. So where do we go now? Do we have anything else? What do we have? We've got the cab depot, the lamp depot, the police station, the Houses of Parliament, the bridge construction site, and the ironworks. Now, I seem to remember Edwards told us to ask Snelling about psychological stuff, so let's do that first.
Fordham, how goes the investigation?
I'm making some headway.
Is that right? I certainly hope so for your sake.
Yeah. Okay, let's have a look around.
Chief Jacobs. Now there was a leader.
Ah, it's the old chief, is it?
The rumor was always that the chief kept a bottle of something in a secret compartment in this cabinet. In Snelling's case, it's probably just water.
Oh dear. Right, can't look at that. We can talk to Snelling. There's all these shelves here as well.
Every book and file in there is organized to perfection. I'll bet Snelling gets flustered if anything is even a millimeter out of place. You should bump into the side when he's not looking.
Maybe he has OCD or something, you know? We probably don't want to do that. Let's talk to him. See if he's got anything to say.
Chief Snelling?
Yes, Fordham?
The Justice Killer Police Department bills death himself. Let's talk about the Justice Killer.
What information do you have on the Justice Killer?
Clearly not as much as you.
True.
I see how this is gonna go.
Well, what do you have?
A list of 5 victims, some information on each of them, and no clear idea what connects them. Until your discovery of the lily at each scene, that was where we stood. While I doubt this discovery will do much to aid in tracking him down, I'm willing to give you the benefit of the doubt.
I mean, I wonder if we could just go back to the flower shop and wait for him to come and get another lily? Let's ask about McDonough.
Do you know anything about Percival McDonough?
He's a member of Parliament. I believe his constituency is somewhere in central Kingsland. From the reports I've gotten, McDonough led a rather unassuming life for a politician. He is, however, the first victim who didn't live in Chumley. Either there's a link we've missed, or the killer is changing his method.
Yes.
Then again, since you seem so confident in your abilities to resolve this matter, I assume you'll provide an explanation.
Count on it.
So yeah, could be a copycat killer, but my theory was also that perhaps the MO is evolving due to something changing the way that the murderer works. From things that I've seen about murderers, they tend to have an MO, but sometimes over time it becomes a bit more erratic and they stray from that. So I wonder if that's what's happening here. Let's talk about the previous victims.
What do you know about the Justice Killer's previous victims?
Only what's in their files. All working men from Chumley. That's the only link.
You didn't look further into their personal lives? Maybe they had some social connection.
As I said, the detectives found nothing. You seem to think you can do better, so I'll leave it up to you.
Okay,
You have
fine.
to wonder how much more thorough the department's investigations would have been if the 4 men were all rich like McDonough.
Good point. Good point, Bill. Police department?
So I see the department is still running like a well-oiled machine.
It is, in fact. But I'm sure Upton has kept you well informed of our activities. Count yourself fortunate that your interference in our investigations didn't do any lasting damage.
Fine. Bill's death.
Listen, about Leger's death.
I don't want to hear it, Fordham. What happened, happened. Nothing you can say is going to change my opinion on the matter.
And if I manage to find the man responsible?
The man responsible is standing before me.
No.
Even if you manage to find the culprit you let escape, it isn't going to bring Leger back from the dead.
But it will bring closure to the matter.
Yeah.
If that thought is what allows you to sleep at night, then so be it.
So be
What
it
makes him
indeed.
think you sleep at night?
Himself. Bill seems to be being a bit friendlier again, I've noticed.
Enjoying your new position, Snelling?
Reaping the rewards for years of hard work and dedicated service. A gratifying feeling you'll never be able to experience.
Oh, I get my gratification in other ways.
Yeah.
I'm sure you do, and I'd honestly rather not know about them.
I need to get back to my investigation.
Yes, time is not on your side, Fordham.
So, I don't know what to make of Snelling. He's obviously a jerk, but I wonder if he's not actually that bad a guy under the surface. Just a sort of niggling little impression. Right, so what else have we got? We've got all these places here. So the cab depot, the lamp depot, police station we've been to. We've got the construction site. We've got the ironworks. So we've got to really find out where this ruby is from. So we're here. I mean, should we do left to right or let's yeah, I'll tell you what, let's just go to the lamp depot because it's right here. Okay, here we are, the lamp depot.
You there! What are you doing?
I'm Miles Fordham. I'm trying to find out about...
No time for that now! Get in here and shield your eyes!
I beg your pardon?
Just do it!
What's going on?
What's going on exactly?
That's what I said.
Everything ready, Alex? 3, 2, 1, go!
What's happening? Whoa, it's shaking. Oh my god, that's very bright.
Amazing! It works! It
What works?
Aetheric Lamps! Our experiment
Ooh.
was a success!
What exactly have we wandered into here, Miles?
Yeah. What have we wandered into here? We heard a bit about etheric stuff earlier in the
Too
game.
bad you didn't get a chance to read that sign before their little experiment.
Yeah, true. I'm playing in the dark as well, so that was very bright.
Just a bunch of crap they used to build street lamps with.
Okay, so they're making making etheric lights.
I wouldn't get too close to that thing. It might end up turning you inside out.
There's all
So
sorts of
this
lamps
is where
here.
all the lamps in the city come from. I can't believe I never bothered finding out before.
Okay. Can we talk to this guy?
Can I
Engineer.
ask you a few questions?
Of course! What would you like to know?
Stuff. Burley Cause, Justice Killer, Aetheric Lamps. Let's talk about himself first. Cool
What
glasses.
is it you do here exactly?
Oh, several things. This is the main hub of the city's Department of Illumination. It's really just a grandiose way of saying that this is where all affairs related to street lamps and public lighting are taken care of. But in addition to sending out lamplighters or mechanics to repair damaged lamps, we also do research into new methods of illumination.
Cool.
That's what my personal specialization is. I help develop and test more efficient ways of lighting our streets. I guess you could consider me a modern day Prometheus. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
More like an everyday pretentious.
My thinking. Burley Cause.
You worked with a man named Burley Cause, is that right?
Yes, I heard he was killed. Such a senseless tragedy. It's a shame he missed out on our demonstration. He was really interested in etheric technology.
Wasn't he concerned about losing his job to these technological advances?
He had no reason to. It's been made clear to all the workers that there will always be a place for us, even if our jobs are made obsolete. Unlike some other places, we take care of our own here at the Lamplight Depot.
How noble. But I'm pretty sure he's full of more hot air than the HMS Lenore.
So interestingly, Cause is one of the previous victims of the Justice Killer. So this is very much a group of people who are into the technology advancing stuff. I wonder if that could be involved in some way in what's happened with the Justice Killer, because we've had that underlying theme the whole way through the game of the people who hate the technology and the people who love the technology, and obviously the election was very much based around that. So I wonder if there is an element of that coming into play. Let's ask about Cause's personal life.
Is there anything you know about Mr. Cause's personal life that might be relevant?
I know he was married, but I don't believe he had any children.
Okay.
Oh, and he used to talk about his love for fishing.
Fishing.
Could you give me his home address? Perhaps his wife will be willing to speak with me.
Yes, certainly. He lived at 820 Orchard Avenue, apartment 2A.
Thank you
Cool.
for the information.
Well, that's useful. We've got an address for him. Let's ask about Cause's murder.
Do you know any details about Mr. Cause's murder?
Unfortunately, I don't. The police were here asking questions, but they didn't give me many details.
Do you know of anyone who might have wanted him dead?
Not at all. Burley was very friendly, always treated everyone around here with respect. You know, it's sad to think that for all our leaps forward, we're still really just a bunch of savages.
Yep. That's some real life truth to that. Let's ask about the Justice Killer.
Are you familiar with the Justice Killer?
I've read about it in the newspaper. A horrible business. It makes me wish we could install more street lamps to keep this city safer at night. Someday, I hope to realize that dream. Then we'll really deserve to be called Lamplight City.
Hey, the game
Brighter
name!
streets will stop serial murderers.
It's well known that crime rates are lower in Lyon and Worcester, and they have many more street lamps per square mile.
I'm sure it has absolutely nothing to do with the amount of wealth in those areas. It has to be all about the lighting.
I mean, I would say it's probably both, actually. I think in real life, if you looked up the stats, areas that were well lit compared to dimly lit would probably have lower crime rates. Aetheric Lamps.
You mentioned something about Aetheric Lamps?
Yes! Weren't you paying attention to our demonstration? You have just witnessed history!
What I witnessed was a blinding flash of light.
Exactly! That flash was the result of years of painstaking research and experimentation. It means that not only does ethericity exist, but it can be used as a source of illumination. If these experiments continue to be successful, as I suspect they will, we'll have etheric street lamps before the end of the decade!
Nice.
Imagine lamps that burn twice as bright, 4 times as long. Oh, this will change everything.
And if it's like anything else we've seen, it'll put a lot of people out of work, too.
Thank you.
Possibly.
Your cooperation is much appreciated.
Happy to help.
Okay, well, we got Burley's address out of this, at least, and we found out a little bit about these experiments. Let's see here. So we've got to investigate Burley Cause's apartment. We haven't got any other clues or any suspects yet, but progress has been made. So as always, guys, thank you very much for watching. A big thank you to my patrons Arcades Games, Wayne, Nate, Terminally Nerdy, Paul from the Phantom Fellows, Lyle, Barry Aldridge, and Hobo for all the support on the channel. I really do appreciate it, and I'll see you next time.